how did you come to understand your paranormal normal?
Oh, God. I'm not sure I really do totally understand it. I think it's a work in progress. The paranormal is so outside of our five physical senses. And I, like everybody else, you depend on those. I need to be able to see things, hear things, touch things, taste things, feel things. You need to be able to access the physical world. And the paranormal is something totally different than that. Totally different. And when it impinges on those things, we think one or two things. I'm going batshit crazy, or that didn't happen. Or the further we get into it, okay, maybe that was this, this, or this. And for me, it's the third. I have learned over the past 60 years of doing this that things happen progressively. So if I see today what I saw, one of the first things I saw, and I think I've spoken about this, where I was going to the University of Alabama in Birmingham, taking psychology, like I was going to know what I was doing, which I didn't. I was lying outside in the grass in front of my apartment building, and there was a mushroom there. All of a sudden, the mushroom turned gold. I mean, golden, like it was a friggin' spaceship. I'd never seen anything like that. Why did that happen? Did the rods and cones in my eye shift? Something happened. And I think several things are going on when those things happen to us. First of all, we have done enough work or enough curiosity to make that a potential that it can happen. And the most important thing is that the beings that guard and assist us created that. And so it's all progressive and it happens gradually. When things happen all at once, like my buddy Ray Hernandez talking about things happening, oh my God, within a week, it was just crazy. Sometimes it's sped up. I can't answer to any of that. I've had some of that too. It's very specific. That's why I ask people, please find some help, find somebody to talk to. I don't know if I can give you any answers. I can only tell you that with me, what happened was it has been progressive. I'm pretty comfortable with it right now because I'm an old lady and I'm grounded in my being. And I know that I'm not going to go off on a tangent if something happens. I know that I can access that information that I have learned, such as when this happens, this usually happens next. Or this experience happened because this, or this. Now, there is the potential also for just absolute garbage where we think, oh my God, I had this experience, so now I'm a this or that. No, usually not. Usually not. That's our wonderful human ego that gets involved. So I don't think that we have everything happen at one time. You see what I'm saying? It really is progressive. And for me, I guarantee you that 10 years from now, when I am 82 instead of 72, I'm going to have more experiences under my belt. I hope. We'll see.
That makes a lot of sense. And it kind of needs to be progressive, because if you just go from living your everyday physical life to then having all these interactions with beings and with things that we consider paranormal or supernatural, it's very disconcerting, or spooky even. And now it doesn't seem to faze you as much.
It doesn't. Although, I'm very interested, and we did research on this for a while, and I've dropped that. I just found that old research the other day on what neurotransmitters are involved when this happens. There are things going on in the brain when we access this stuff. And some researchers at the Theosophical Society or the Psychical Society, on and on and on, several universities, none named in specifically, have done research in the neurological aspects of that. One way to see, and I've done a little bit of this with the Indigo Biofeedback Machine in Helena with my friends that work there, that I would access a certain energy and Carol could see on the computer readout what neurotransmitters were involved. I find that fascinating. And I think it's really important. Really, really important. Of course, then that opens up the weird thing of, oh my God, let's activate those transmitters and see if they have a psychic or an otherworldly experience. I think that's what drugs do. I think they can put you into an abnormal state to where you experience things that you might think are real. And not only are they not real, but you might not be able to get back to your so called real self. And when I say real, I'm talking about the shared reality that we have, which is hugely important. Also, when we have things that happen too fast, too often, without being able to return to ground zero, we can go batshit crazy. I mean, you really, really can. Look at what happens when folks are, sometimes I watch these videos. I'm fascinated with it. These poor souls who have lost their emotions in airports or in public, and they're screaming and yelling, and law enforcement's there. What neurotransmitters are involved? I'm fascinated with that. Well, there's GABA. I don't know if that's a neurotransmitter. Somebody correct me, please. Dopamine, serotonin. It's excitatory, but it also can calm. It depends on where it goes. So there is a neurological aspect. That's not my field, but oh boy, could we use some help with that.
Isn't that the truth? We sure could. If we could connect the science to the spiritual happenings, it would help people feel less frightened of it.
There's a lot of that going on. There really is a lot of it. I don't have access to that. I'm not that interested in it. It's just not my field, but there are brilliant minds who are working on that, thank God.